Okay, I'm gonna make a quick video here talking about one of Overwatch's strengths. One of the strengths that Overwatch has over Marvel rivals, and that is its diverse cast. And now, wait, I know what you're thinking. To some people, the moment they hear the word diversity, it's an immediate trigger word. But calm down. Like in Overwatch, that is a great thing because of the fact that for design, it actually makes it much easier to read who characters are on screen and recognize the threat much quicker. Um, and on top of a host of other reasons as to why I think it's a positive change. But one of the things that I noticed when playing Marvel Rivals, as much as fun as I've been having, which has been a lot, and I've been playing it nonstop, um, with Sue Storm, Invisible Woman out, I noticed today that many times I was getting her and Cloak and Dagger confused because Cloak and Dagger just got buffed, so people were playing her a bunch more. And uh all the time I'd be like, "Oh, Invisible Woman. I mean, Cloak and Dagger." I mean, I keep going back and forth. I've never had that problem with Overwatch, and the reason why is that the Marvel superheroes were made for comics. It was never made for, readability in a video game. It was made just for comics. So it didn't matter if they all looked similar with the superhero proportions and similar color themes and whatnot. Even the skins, there's times I remember there was I was fighting Captain America once and he had like a black colored skin on. I didn't even know had a suit in that color. And I think he might even had a helmet on or something. I don't know. Like it happened really fast, and I thought I was fighting Black Panther, and then I realized I was fighting Captain America. I was like, oh, like took me a second to register. And I never had that problem in Overwatch. Like if there's a Reinhardt in front of you versus a Roadhog, or if you're fighting a Tracer or a Reaper, or if there's a Mercy or an Alari or something healing, right? Like the whether or not you think the designs are good or whether or not you like the skins, the silhouettes of these characters, the designs of these characters are so iconic and so different from one another that you can't mix them up. Uh, Whether or not you like how they do their skins or whatnot makes no difference. Like you always know who's on screen and who's attacking you and when, right? It's very easy to see. Um, and I think that's one of the best aspects about it. Like Overwatch heroes were designed just for this game, and every single time they come out with a new hero, they're like, "How do we make something that doesn't just match what we already have?" Right? Um, uh, Juno's an excellent example. Like, I love this pose, this look. Like, she's so different from all the other supports in terms of just her iconic look. She's not going to ever get confused with someone like a Moira, right? It makes it very easy to read on screen what's going on at all times. And I think the diverse character is also a good thing because of the fact that it attracts more players, whether you like it or not. Like, um, there are a lot of people who would like to play games that aren't just like the typical male dude bro gamer. And although someone like Venture does not appeal to me in terms of like their design or their play style, like it's just not the type of character I want to play. It it's fine because of the fact that this character does appeal to other people, right? Like when I see a character that or character get a skin in a game or something and I don't like it, I'm not first thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, the skin is dumb, like this is terrible. Like, no, that's a weird, gross overreaction. Like the if I see a skin and I don't care for it, that means that skin just wasn't for me. It was like not everything in the game has to be liked by everyone. And uh and I think that's fine. And I think what Overwatch used to do was make a lot of stuff just for the sake of making it, right? Whether it appeals to the masses or not, you had variety, right? And I enjoyed that variety. I enjoyed seeing what they came up with because even though I don't play Roadhog, I still enjoyed when I'd see them come out with new skins or something for him. Uh, Same with Wrecking Ball. I don't play Wrecking Ball at all, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't at least like interested sometimes to see the art and the new skins and stuff that come out. Uh, and now I know people have this criticism is just like, oh, just I feel like in the shop all you just see are, a crap ton of Kiriko skins, which is true. Um, and uh and Reinhardt skins, which you see a lot of, right? Uh and it kind of disappoints me that like one of the things that Overwatch gets knocked for is, oh, they're not appealing to gamers in the same way that Marvel Rivals does with like the Psylocke skin or like the new Invisible Woman skin, which by the way, I'm I am a fan of sexy characters and sexy skins in games as well. I have the Psylocke skin. I bought it first day. That being said, I'm not opposed to those things, but also I don't have a negative reaction when I see someone like Venture pop up on my screen, right? When I see a skin that pops up that I don't necessarily think is like my favorite or whatnot, I don't have a negative, like immediate reaction. I don't care. Just wasn't for me. But that's okay because the more people you attract to the game and the more you push out different types of skins, the more you start to sort of change kind of like what people want anyway. Like a lot of people think their preferences are just innate, like it's just part of you. But a lot of it is because of what you are around, like what kind of media you consume already. And through exposing you to new things, you suddenly find yourself interested in new visuals and new changes. So I think that I miss the days when it kind of was in loot boxes and they could just make a bunch of skins for everyone. Uh, and then you just had to try and like, unlock them over time. Uh, and then you had a lot more variety in terms of making sure that if you played a niche character, you got uh you still had a chance of like getting skins made for your character because right now like yeah you do have just a crap ton of Kiriko skins and Reinhardt skins, and this is the problem of just like you know uh folding to the bottom line is like now you're only catering to a much smaller community because they're your whales, they're the ones that keep it afloat. um but yeah, like I am still a fan of Overwatch in terms of its visuals, its art, and how those silhouettes and everything is designed and how they read on screen. And as much as I think Marvel Rivals is doing great, and the skins are clearly going to sell, I worry about appealing to the bottom line all the time. Right? I don't want Marvel Rivals to be a game where it's all about uh, just selling sexy skin after sexy skin after sexy skin, uh, and it just sort of like you losing sort of sight, and you're losing the possibility of getting skins for other heroes because of the fact that it's like, wow, there's a bunch of Invisible Woman or Luna mains or something that are paying for the skins, so every season we're just going to give them something, right? I don't want to get into that I don't want to get into that again. Like I want to see diversity of skins of uh, you know different types as well. Like um I want to see different heroes with different silhouettes. I want to see all of these different things because I don't necessarily know what I'm going to like until sometimes I find it. Uh, because yeah, and even as a good example, this is a One Piece tattoo on my arm. When I was younger, I remember looking at the One Piece show and thinking to myself, "Wow, this art looks stupid. Um, I don't like this art. I'm not going to bother watching this anime." And then I got older, and friends told me to watch One Piece, and I did, and I got addicted to it, and I watched all of it, and then I watched all of it again, and now it's become like one of my favorite animes to keep up with. It's going on for 25 years now, right? But when I first started watching that show, I thought to myself, this stuff is dumb. Why would anybody like this? And now, because I was exposed to it long enough and I gave it a shot, I find myself realizing that I liked it a lot more than I realized. I didn't quite understand or appreciate the style it was at the time, but my tastes have changed over time, and because of that, because I gave it that chance, like I learned something new about myself. So seeing diverse different skins or characters and stuff in a game I think is a positive thing. I think that Overwatch used to do it better, but it still does it well. It still does it better than Marvel Rivals. But I don't want people to get sucked into the idea of just like, oh, well, Marvel Rivals is hitting it out of the park with these skins. Like right now, it's like, sure, but like if the entire game is just a bunch of uh, women in scantily clad skin outfits, and that's what Marvel Rivals turns into, like I don't know. I feel like I'd be sad not to see like more badass skins or more cool skins or just different diverse ideas out there, because in art school we're taught that yes, sex does sell, but don't don't always rely on that. Don't cop out and make that and do that because it's everyone knows it's easy. Try to push your mind and think a bit more creatively. Because that's when the best ideas come from. But yeah, anyway, I'll sign off on that note. But yeah, I'll as much as I criticize Overwatch, uh, their art team is still just I'm sorry, it's just one of the best in the industry and hands down always will be.